Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm reading you from the bathroom since this is the only available room at the moment to film in, but that's okay. Today I would like to talk to you about a topic that has been in the news lately a lot, and that's the coronavirus, which is rapidly spreading around the world. As some of you might know, or if you're new here you don't know, I live in Japan. And Japan has now, I think, the third most cases of coronavirus infected people in the world. If you're wondering whether it's safe to travel to Japan, if you can continue your trip, how the situation here is in Japan, then definitely continue on watching. Please also kindly consider subscribing down below. But before we jump back in, I want to quickly give you a disclaimer that I'm not a physician, I'm not a doctor or a scientist, so the things I'm going to say in this video are either my own opinions, my thoughts, my observations from the reality in Japan, or things that that I know because I read research or articles on the internet or like newspaper articles. Just do your own research and think for yourself also, that's really important. I'm just here to tell you what I'm experiencing, what I see in my observations in Japan here, what we know about the coronavirus, but I'm not a scientist, not a physician, so I might not be 100% correct, so please understand that. Okay, so first, what is the coronavirus? So this new coronavirus is called COVID-19. I don't know the perfect pronunciation, if you're supposed to say COVID-19 or something. Anyways, coronavirus 19 probably. It's one in a large family or group of coronaviruses. Coronaviruses usually go around around animals, but coronaviruses aren't usually transmitted from animals to humans, but this new coronavirus it can cause respiratory problems like the Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, MERS, M-E-R-S, that was going around the world a while back, or other coronaviruses, and it usually causes illnesses in your respiratory system. People who've been infected with the new coronavirus, and are showing symptoms, usually show symptoms just as respiratory problems, shortness of breath, coughing, like nose problems, what else? It can even develop into pneumonia. I'm sorry for that pronunciation, but that are generally the symptoms that you should be looking out for. What they recommend to protect yourself from the virus is washing your hands regularly, very thoroughly, trying to stay away from people that are coughing or sneezing a lot. Also, people recommend wearing face masks, or using disinfectant lotions, things like that. And what also is going around here in Japan lately a lot, I don't know if it's real or a rumor, but it's like drinking warm water or like hot drinks, because they say the virus is not heat resistant, meaning that it cannot survive or cannot multiplicate in higher temperatures. And since it's winter right now in Japan, the virus could have free range, but you can prevent getting sick or killing the virus, they say, if you really continue drinking hot stuff. So first, I think I should talk about one of the most common measures that's being taken, or preventive measures that's being taken in Japan at the moment, and that's wearing mouth masks. Generally, mouth masks look like this. You have multiple styles. This is one I wore only a little bit today, so I'll show you. You just put it on like this. Generally you have to watch out that the strings are on the outside here and go like this, so it closes the gaps properly, and the part where there is like a metal thread should be upwards towards your nose. So just like this, and make sure you properly cover your nose. Push it so it's closed. As you see, it covers your entire face, or like not face, but it covers your nose area very well, in your mouth, and it's properly closed like this, so it can help you prevent getting sick. However, since there's now a shortage of masks in Japan, a really big shortage, you will be able to see that like either this side or this side. If you go to any website at the moment, like Amazon, and try to find masks there, a box of 50 pieces will easily cost you over $100. That's just crazy. Prices have skyrocketed because of the panic that's around coronavirus. And usually it's like maybe $10, I don't know, $20 max, I think, to buy a 50 pieces box. But as you can see, like, it's so expensive right now, and if you just go to a regular store, you can't even find it. So I'll show you today when I went to see if I could get my hands on a mask somewhere. Okay, hello everybody. I just got off my work. I have like lunch break now before I have to go in and teach again, but today I forgot to bring my mask, my mouth mask, for in the train especially, but since this shingata coronavirus, or the coronavirus, is really something that people worry about lately a lot in Japan. There's so many cases. I wanted to show you guys what the situation is like here. I live in a big city in Osaka, so people are taking some preventive measures not to get sick or not to have it spread too much. But first I wanted to show you how easy it is to get a mask in these times, or not easy at all actually. So I'm going to get my lunch now at the konbini, and konbinis usually sell mouth masks as well. So yeah, let's go there and then you can see the reality of what it's like to try and get a mask in Japan at this time. As you can see here, when I entered the convenience store, there was a sign apologizing for the shortage of masks and other products for hygiene, such as hand disinfectants, or even, I don't know, bacterial antibacterial stuff, or antiviral stuff. Yeah, so it's practically impossible to get your hands now on some masks or other stuff without paying a really big price. Okay, so as you could see, there is actually super hard to get your hands on masks at the moment. It's sold out everywhere, and recently people have been panic buying tissues, toilet paper, sometimes kitchen towels, milk even as well. So it seems like people are kind of starting to panic and acting as though a big earthquake happened or is going to happen, because that's usually the type of behavior you would see in Japan after a natural disaster. Yeah, we don't know how the situation is going to evolve from this onwards. But if it comes to safety in Japan, how dangerous is it here? I can't really tell you. Like, I don't know either. But at least for me personally, I feel safe here in Japan. I don't feel like if I go outside, I'll be, oh no, I will catch the virus. But you have to assess the risk by yourself. If you're someone with a weak immune system, if you're child, a toddler, or someone who's older or has already a disease, then I recommend probably don't go outside. Assess the risk by yourself and just limit yourself to what's really necessary. Here in Osaka, I'll show you also to the side, you can see there are not that many cases. According to the Japan Times, there's 188 active cases of people who are infected with the coronavirus. Of those, 29 appear to be in critical condition, and 41 people have already recovered. And as you can also see, the area in Osaka prefecture, so where Osaka city is as well, is in the light yellow zone. So there's between 1 and 10 patients. I believe there's 8 patients at the moment. I'm not sure. I'll look it up for you and write it down here. Me personally, I see this relatively. There are millions of people living in the Osaka metropolitan area. So the chance that you'll get sick is probably very, very slim. However, I repeat this again, assess the risk by yourself. Anyways, what I mean to say is you have to decide by yourself whether it's safe to come here or not. There's many people who are cancelling their trips to Japan or cancelling their weddings even here in Japan, because not so much they're worried about themselves, but they're more worried about their family. They think probably, oh, I'll be fine, my health is okay. But what if I do get it? What if I'm asymptomatic, so you don't show any symptoms, but you're a carrier of the virus, and you go back home to your home country, and then you infect some people with a weaker immune system, like, I don't know, maybe some young children in your family, or your parents or grandparents even, who might get really, really sick from it. It's up to you to assess whether you want to take that risk or not. For me personally, so yeah, that's a message I just want to give to you. Also, as you could see in the video just now, the most highly infected area in Japan at the moment is Hokkaido. That is really recent and happened very quickly, and as a response to that, Abe Shinzo, the Prime Minister of Japan, decided to close all schools, kindergartens, primary schools, middle schools, and even high schools, as a preliminary caution until the spring break starts. Spring break here in Japan starts in March, I think second week of March probably. So there's like a week long period where schools are just not opening, not taking students, and Abe Shinzo recommended everyone to stay home, also children, which can be quite difficult for parents who are both working, or even where one parent is at home, because how are you supposed to, many people are saying, how are you supposed to keep children inside for such a long period? School starts usually again in April, and keeping children inside for 1 full month is not very realistic. Yeah, so people are saying Abe Shinzo and the government should reassess their decision, should think about it a little bit more. So for example, if you were to Google how dangerous the coronavirus is, I did it for you here in Japanese, because that will give me the most prevalent, or like most common information about it in Japanese, so what Japanese people think about Japanese authorities. And if you see it, the NHK for example is reporting that the level of danger is actually high, or very high, they say. And the reason for that is that it has quickly spread from China over all of the world, and even to countries such as continents as Africa and South America, where the temperatures are quite high, and they wouldn't have expected it to take root somehow as well. And countries, China reports that its danger level is level 3, and other areas in like in around Hubei, Hunan, I don't know. Anyways, where the virus first originated from, they say the danger level is level 3, as well as in the rest of China, and other areas is level 2. But seeing the rapid spread of the virus, it's high likely that the level of danger will raise in other countries as well. And before I finish this video, I just wanted to talk to you guys quickly about my personal feelings, my experience, my observations about life here in Japan now with coronavirus, with an extra guest, kind of. I go to a Japanese language school called YMCA, and even in school, many people are taking it very seriously. Recently our school proposed a policy that if you go abroad and come back to Japan, you have to stay at home for 2 weeks and don't go out, just to be sure that you're not sick and that you don't infect other students at school. If you're showing any symptoms like coughing or having fever or difficulty breathing, like just being sick, they recommend you definitely stay home. You don't go to school and contact your doctor. For example, 2 days ago, it was Thursday, yeah, I was in class, and one of my classmates looked really bad. Actually, he looked sick, and he couldn't stay awake in class at all. So the teacher asked him, are you okay? Are you okay? You don't have fever? And he didn't have fever or something, he just couldn't sleep during the night, so it was fine. But people were kind of worried, like immediately, even for your classmate, you'll start worrying, oh my gosh, is he sick? Maybe, did he catch it? So kind of like you get paranoid pretty quickly, I guess. In the same class, there was another student who started coughing suddenly, and people get like a little bit nervous because of that as well. And I personally experienced it too. I was in the train and I forgot my mouth mask. I didn't have a mouth mask with me, and sometimes I'm not sick, but sometimes I sneeze. My nose becomes itchy and I sneeze. So I sneezed in the train, and I held like my arm before my mouth, at least, or my hand before my mouth. So it's not to gross people out, that's what you do when you sneeze, right? But still, people looked at my way like, oh my gosh, maybe she has it, like, and shuffled away a little bit, and I felt like, really? I just sneezed. And I can understand their reaction, of course. No one wants to get sick, but I just wanted to say that people are kind of more sensitive now about people who are showing symptoms, even if it's just a common sneeze or a cough because your throat is itchy, or you just swallowed water but it went into your lungs or something like that. Yeah, all those things don't necessarily mean that you're sick, but people might mistake it more easily now. Might think more easily that you're sick because of the reality that the coronavirus is around here. And apart from that, yes, I have to say, really a lot of Japanese people are wearing mouth masks nowadays. Even inside, I'm teaching as a part-time job, like at a fitness English school. There's some students who come to class literally with a face mask on, and also at my workplace they take extra measures, like they disinfect everything before class, after class. You have to use a hand sanitizer, yeah, just to be sure. But people feel like they're worried about it. They can feel the tension. And another teacher, colleague of mine, told me that some kids in her class, like actually a lot of kids in her class, suddenly start coughing in class, pretending to be sick even, because they've heard so much on the news about it. It's basically all you can hear on the news lately here in Japan. Coronavirus this, coronavirus that. Yeah, so it's yeah, the situation is kind of dire. I mean, you're still not that likely to catch coronavirus, but people are very worried about it since it's spreading so fast, and it can be dangerous potentially if you have a weak immune system, or young or very old. But still, even though people are worried, even though there's a little bit more tension or paranoia going around, people are continuing on with their lives. Some people work from home, they work remotely. Some people stay inside more, but the majority of people just go out and about with their normal daily lives. They go buy groceries at the supermarket, they go to their work, they participate in social events, they go like to a cafe or to a restaurant or something. So all in all, I wouldn't say life has changed too much here. It's probably just still the same, just with a little extra bit of caution, probably. Yeah. So as a bottom line, I just want to give you I just want to let you go with the idea that yes, be careful, please. Take countermeasures, preventive measures, so you don't get sick, but don't become too worried or let it get in the way of your life, please. And just assess the risks for yourself, for your family members, for your loved ones. Whether you want to take the risk to go to Japan or come into contact with Japanese people. And please don't be racist or think that everyone Asian or speaking Japanese or speaking Chinese is immediately infected with the coronavirus. That's not the case at all. So please, let's be understanding of each other, and yeah, get through this. We can do it, definitely. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, opinions, or things you just want to tell me about the coronavirus, or something I mentioned wrong maybe in this video, please leave me a comment down below. I'll be very happy to hear it. Yeah, and just stay safe please, and stay healthy. See you next time. Bye.